Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian,
Go on, everybody.
joined by our friend and host of the Kyle Petty Show, Kyle Petty.
Hello.
Back, one of our favorites. This is The Amazing Race, season 37, episode 3. What is the title here? Chaotic, crazy. That's what we're used to.
Yeah.
Make sure you like and subscribe to your TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all of your CBS reality coverage. We bitched about Survivor last night. So we're here to not as much complain about The Amazing Race. But Kyle, glad to have you back, brother, for some Amazing Race coverage. And we're going back to Kyoto, guys. Um, Osaka, route info, bullet train from Osaka to Kyoto. The express pass is going to be available and does actually come into play here in leg three. Guys, overall, just your impressions of the leg, and then we'll go through our normal recap.
Yeah, that was all right. I just was really hoping to see some more like equality of the challenge, but again, I mean, it just shows what the clear cut. There's always one that's better to do than the other.
Mhm. I do like when there's a little bit more of a split there, but I completely understood why everyone bailed on the fling it. That was absolutely ridiculous. Like the little spikes are there. And what's the name of that guy that I hate? I keep wanting to call him
Jonathan,
Alexander.
Jonathan,
Jonathan. Yeah, he's disgusting. My
he's
God. I mean,
got
I was shouting at the TV, just so disgusted. He's
He had a
gross.
lot of eye rolls. We'll get to that. And yeah, we obviously
So
when we get to
rude.
the detour, the fold it or fling it, I have here in my live notes that I thought it was a no-brainer to go with fling it.
same,
Turns out it
man.
was not a no-brainer. I did go back and correct myself in my notes, but we will get to that. I agree. My one critique of this episode, and I do wonder if it is, but I mean they did a lot of traveling the first two legs. I like when they have to travel a little bit further around in the city itself.
Yeah,
Mm.
When we first got to the Scott and Lori going like, you know what, we can't do the ninja thing. We got to switch. I was like, oh crap! Like they got all the way to second last week, and now they're screwed.
yeah.
The next scene, they were at the next challenge. I was like, oh
Well,
my
because it's in the same
god!
place. It was literally
Yeah.
right next to each other.
Yeah,
It felt
those
like
two
one of the
little
COVID
signs.
scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, Bill. It's like the travel, like you have to weigh the odds of like
You can't
is the
get lost.
travel. But literally this time it was just like, do we have enough time to just do it? You literally it was in the same like compound. Like there was the map was like this. Pick which way you want
It
to
was
go
like
to.
you were in high school, Brian.
Yeah,
You just had to go to your next
yeah,
class.
right, exactly. Oh, how do I get there? Is it like the steps here or over there?
The bullet trains are cool though. I still have never done a high speed rail because we're God forbid we ever get one.
No,
Yeah.
my brother-in-law drives trains, and I mean I don't think he's even done like that 200.
Like he's like a conductor.
He was.
That's
He
Yeah.
was a
oh,
driver.
pretty
Yeah.
cool.
That's
Amtrak.
really funny.
The New York line, Boston and New York, Kyle.
Oh.
Oh, the northeast line?
Yeah. Is it the Acela?
Acela, yeah, well, that's the type of
I
train,
could be
but
making
yeah.
it up. I don't want to speak like what he's doing wrong, but I mean he drove trains.
Well,
Like, I don't want to
the
give away
Acela
which
trains
train
are
he's
supposed
on.
to be the fastest in America.
Yeah. But I don't they're not 200.
No, they're
No,
still only like
no.
Yeah.
like a little over 100 or
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
They're it's a joke, but
it is.
really cool to see them do that. One thing I noted from that because it wasn't too much of a ticket counter battle. But Pops did make that quick move, which I thought was really appreciative. And Pops is still my favorite character so
Protect
far.
Pops at all costs. He is my number one.
Slick.
Head and shoulders above everybody else, man. That guy is I love him. I love him. Protect him. He needs to be in the final four.
It's a lumberjack.
Kyle, what's your opinion on
Right.
Pops? You don't like him?
I just don't like the name Pops. Like I get it, but like just what's his name? Like let's not
Okay,
play
fair,
games.
fair.
I don't want to call him Pops. I just like that's really my only issue.
What if
He's
his
like a-
name's actually Pops?
He's a zaddy, dude.
What if his name is actually Pops? Is actually even more unacceptable.
You don't think
But
he's
that's
named
a
after
also
his
then not
father?
his fault, and it's also not his fault.
Kyle,
Then
you think
like
he's a
I get
zaddy?
it that it's his father. I understand. Well, I understand why his name is Pops. I'm just objecting to the use of it. Like he's not my Pops.
You think he's a zaddy?
But he's definitely a zaddy.
Yeah, he's got
Yeah,
some
that's
pipe
unrelated.
dude.
Yeah, I could call you.
Pops'
I could call
name
you
is
Pops on a different
Jeff.
kind of night.
What'd you say?
I said I could call
Jeff Senior and Jeff Junior.
Oh, okay. All right.
It's
So
me
team
and
of
my
Jeffs.
dad. Yeah.
Not our.
That's why he calls them pops.
Okay, all right. That's a little
not
different. See,
bad, not bad.
that's not bad. That's not bad. All right, I will retract a little bit and walk it back. I'll walk it back. But like that wasn't made clear in the beginning. Who said that? Did you look that up? Or did they say that in the premiere?
Yeah, I just looked
but
it
you
up.
looked it up, so you had to be proactive about it. They should have.
Jeff Pops Bailey Sr. and Jeff Bailey
All right.
Jr.
The show should have done a better job of letting
Lumberjack
us know that. Like, why are you forcing pops on me? That's all.
Yeah.
Just tell me why. Because now I co-sign on it. I'm done. I'm over it.
To be fair, maybe they somehow knew that we are going after anybody with the name Jeff right now.
Yeah.
Especially if you're on CBS, you're right in our target lines right now.
So funny you say that. I unfollowed Jeff Probst tonight.
Whoa,
Yep. I'm like, I'm done.
personal.
I had it with you.
He had followed Jeff and he followed Phil.
I can't wait till we get into Discord. Shout out. We just made a Discord. If you want to be in the Discord, hit up, comment below. We will get you an invite. We're going to get the first like 50 people in for free. So get it in while it's hot. Kyle's in there.
Yeah.
He's going to be pushing a lot of Jeff Probst hate.
I sure am. I'm already starting.
Let's see. We got to the roadblock the route info was to go to the Amakuji. That was the magic paper that appears wet. Like the ink shows up when it's wet. It reminded me of like if you're like National Treasure with some invisible ink, or like Lord of the Rings and you're throwing the ring in the fire.
Yeah.
However, we did see later on that it would be important to actually write down what it said.
Yeah, I would say so. All those poor young ladies. They're like, oh, it dried. We don't know where we're going. And it's like, oh, this is rough. This is a tough watch.
They really went through it in the first these 3 legs, man. That was not a smooth sail for those ladies.
It wasn't.
Decision making was a little questionable.
And actually gave me great concern for their patients. They were a little cavalier about the fact that they don't accomplish things right. Like as they were folding, they're like, "Oh, this took this long in the hospital. People be dead." And it's like that's actually not funny. like you're a nurse.
People will die.
I laughed.
Of course,
this led to the roadblock, which also had the express pass option. This was who's up for some kicks. This is basically playing soccer hacky sack. You just had to get 5 taps. You were just playing taps basically.
This is just juggling. This was like a negative 10 out of 10 difficulty. I would have.
This is nothing to do with
in and out for me.
This is a stretch.
Oh, this was in and out, dude.
This was a stretch.
So that's not fair. A lot of people would struggle with this. I thought this was very challenging because I could see this is one of those things that, like, while it looks super simple, you would get so in your head about it in the moment that you would panic.
It's just juggling.
It's not even Brian. It's not even juggling. Actually, it's more like hacky sack almost. You only have to, it's like tapping it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
we'll see when we do the first Reality Guys field day games, and we'll see if you're still saying that.
Get me a damn soccer ball.
I mean, I definitely.
Kyle, unfortunately, I have a kid, and I'll wake him up, or else old Bill 3 years ago literally would have been in the garage already, gotten a soccer ball. We would have been outside with the laptop, me juggling the soccer ball.
I definitely can do a soccer ball because I played soccer up until high school. I definitely cannot do a hacky sack, not as confidently as a soccer ball. The one guy I had
like how they were standing in the circle.
Well, that's also just. I think what would be distracting is their attire, is the like what they were wearing and juggling a soccer ball. I had this quote here. He's like, I used to do this with my teammates to warm up at soccer games. Now I'm doing it with Japanese man that I've never met before. And I thought that was very funny.
With Japanese men I've never met before.
I don't see why that's.
This is where we get to Kyle's favorite.
It's soccer. You didn't play soccer, so you don't get it. Like
I'm certainly not
play soccer. Right? To me, this was like the easiest challenge I've ever seen on The Amazing Race. I've ever seen.
Any white kid in the suburbs played soccer at some point, right? So like wasn't even a big soccer guy, but I definitely know that I could juggle. I could do those 5 taps within the first like few attempts. I felt like I saw the monks or whatever. They did the hard stuff.
Yeah,
they did do some good passes.
Yeah, you just need to get the ball to them, and you could like do something crazy, and they're like over there. That's what I'm saying. The attire would be, they're flying around, but like you could just bang that out. No issue.
This is the first challenge I saw that I would have been comfortable doing, which means it's inherently not like culturally
Yeah, that's what I was just
significantly
like. This is
different.
literally
Okay, well,
soccer.
let me just also throw something else out there. For those black kids that just grew up with a bunch of concrete around them, okay?
You can
No, we didn't just juggle balls, okay? Soccer
well,
balls.
I
Like,
mean,
I
if
only
you
ever came in contact with a soccer ball at school, and I was a
well,
fat
I
kid,
think
so I
that's
certainly I avoided it.
that's
You
an
never played,
American problem.
you never
I
played
think
goalie? Gloves?
No, because like soccer wasn't like a thing in
that's
like my
it's an American
school.
problem.
Oh, you were on Long Island. Did you guys have lacrosse in gym class?
No, I went to a black public school.
I
We
mean,
didn't
what
play
did basketball?
lacrosse. But
On
that
Long
was like for
Island.
the on the North Shore.
Mhm.
South Shore kids did not play lacrosse.
Would you play
Okay.
basketball?
Well,
They
other
did
people played
origami,
basketball. I was
Brian.
in show choir. Okay.
Yeah, now Kyle's gonna be like, well, I used to fold paper when I instead of juggling balls.
Oh, don't do that. No, I was a performer. Thank you very much. I took the stage.
Took the own that stage. This is Brian. This has been Kyle's favorite part of the episode. So Jonathan and Anna got there. They got there very quickly, obviously, because they were in the lead there. But Anna wasn't doing very well. Jonathan very impatient. They end up still winning the Express Pass anyway.
They did win the
God
express
bless her,
pass, but
man.
my God, yeah, God bless Anna for
She
real, for
earned
real,
that
for real.
Express Pass.
I don't. Yeah, she really did. I don't know how you could deal with that. Somebody like acting like that on the side. Like,
Yeah,
I
he's
mean,
scum. He's
he's
scum.
gross. He is
Yeah.
really gross. And it's unfortunate. Yeah, definite thumbs
Weren't they the
down for
divorce?
sure.
Were they the divorce couple that got
Yeah,
back
that
together?
was the couple that got back together via
Oh,
the
who
Amazing
got
Race.
back together over the Amazing Race?
Oh,
Yeah, I will hope it tears it back together.
Yeah, 'cause
wow,
I
that
actually
is
really, I think she's
wild.
very, she, so far, I like her. There's obviously no issues that you can have with her. And he is just, yeah, man, it's not a good look.
No,
He does not give guys
His
good.
his answer was like the worst possible answer too. It was like, you know what? I'm not going to apologize for getting frustrated when there's something I could do easily not getting done. It's
yeah,
like,
when I think it's something simple and she's really struggling with it, I'm like, you are making me physically ill, sir.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And yeah, and it's really unfortunate because I'm actively rooting against them, and Anna doesn't deserve that. So Anna,
yeah,
if
we
you're
like
out
her a
there,
lot.
we're sorry, girl.
She
Yeah.
needs a tribe swap.
Mhm.
Yeah, she does.
She sure
She does need a chair swap.
does. She sure does.
Um, Scott one and done's the soccer challenge, and he decides to not go for the fast pass BS because he's like in first place. And why does he need a fast pass? That dude is a challenge king. He's starting to like rise up really quick. He's not, I mean, you got to do a while to get to the holder distance for me, but I love this dude. I love him. He's just like all shucks, really good at everything.
Yeah,
I agree with that. I like his lady too, though. What's her name?
Lori,
Tori?
Lori.
Lori. I really like her too. I like how they interact together, they communicate. They're really cute.
When she threw a line in, like, look where you're walking, like very angrily. Did you hear that?
Yes.
It's like
Yeah.
the kind of shit like your wife says to you, and
Yep.
I resonated with that. Like he was
Yeah,
just
and he got
walking
her age
normally, like,
wrong
look
at
where you're
one
walking.
point also.
Yeah, and they just were like in first place, like they're having a good time, and it just goes right back to like critiquing your partner. And
Uh-huh. I love it.
that's a real couple right there.
Yeah, I like them. I like them a lot.
This is where we get to the real crux of the episode, guys. The route info was the Osaka Koshindo Temple. This is where we saw the detour. This is fold it or fling it. Fold it was to build a giant origami crane, which I initially wrote, no way, no way I'm doing that.
Mhm.
Second one was to use ninja weapons, which was like duh, no brainer. Blow
Yep.
dart, the throwing stars, and then whatever the other stupid thing was. I didn't really understand what that was, but
Spikes or something.
turns out the ninja things were like impossible for like, everybody. They were
Yeah.
not easy, and
Mm-mm.
everybody almost literally at some point they all moved over. And so it was funny. I started keeping
Yeah.
the notes, and I'm like, okay, a few of them will do this. And I'm like, oh, and this guy, oh, and this guy. So then I stopped taking the notes. I was like, they all are literally doing this.
Hmm.
Do you think it
That
was
orange couple. Okay.
There you go.
Oh, the orange couple, they got up to like attempt number 24. And I was like, stop trying. Just get out of here. You're wasting your time.
24 attempts. Was that Han? Was that
That was
the
Alexis and Josiah.
No.
yeah, Josiah?
Yeah. Them.
That's the Philly team.
Yep. Yep.
So I think what would making that weird because I just assumed that it'd be like darts and throwing darts is not hard. So like, but they were making them like do with their wrists like this, and I wonder if because every time you see those in the movies, everyone throws them like this, like the, and then like what obviously Mortal Kombat they sometimes throw them like this and like with a little more like velocity. I think that just throwing it like this, there's not enough zip.
Yeah, the guy's like, use your wrist. She's like,
Yeah.
okay,
Or
dude.
like I think even if you threw it like this,
I would have thrown.
fine.
I would have thrown like a frisbee. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah,
like,
like I would have. You're gonna come and cut my
did you
finger off.
have to
I would have
throw
with
it
that.
that way? I think we would try some stuff because the blow gun looks sick.
Well, I feel like
Yeah.
though, and I don't know if it's just like the producer control or whatever. There just seems to be a real high lack of urgency on those type of things. Like I feel like if me and Brian ran in there, like, all right, you have to hit three. We're throwing those things. You're shooting darts. You're not sitting there and like aiming. Like this is a quantity game, dude. You
Yeah.
just got to keep throwing them until you hit the
If
number you need.
if you
Well,
got
I
to
think
get
that's the problem because you couldn't do that with this. Like you were limited to the amount of things you had. Like you had to get
Sucks.
3 spikes, and they only
you
gave
got
you
to get
3.
everything, all 9 had to hit.
Yeah.
So like that's what I think. I think throwing the 3 first, you get those, then you take your time on the other ones.
Yeah.
Mhm,
Like those are
mhm.
the ones you rapid fire. If you like once you get the first one, then you're like, okay, second one, all right, then now I'm gonna like really you get in a rhythm. But I would have liked to see one team complete that just to
One.
see. I
Yeah.
just want to see it be done.
That's. I mean, I agree. I definitely would want to see.
I want to see that on all legs. Like I just want to see
Well, that's
just
kind of
what
what they did
happened.
in the first leg, right? And how they
Yeah,
separated them, and there was
yeah,
only a set number of people that could do each. And we
yeah,
saw like Logan commented from episode one that in other versions in different countries, they've had like that be the format of a season where like they do sort of parallel legs, and there's just X amount
yeah.
of people get this way, X amount of people can get into that way, and guess
That's
what? That's
happened
the one you
before. I think
picked,
on
and you got
other
a deal.
seasons we've covered, like some of the legs is like there's only so many slots.
I think it would be useful in the beginning here when we have a bunch of teams. I think once you get to say even like 10 teams, whatever, then you don't really need it.
Yeah,
But I mean, what was the last place team today? What place were
11,
they? Yeah,
11.
11. So
11.
again, another like week or so of that, then you could go to just one
Mm,
thing. So,
mm, mm.
I
Hmm.
mean, that's my thing on that. But let me see what I have on the far of the notes. So Jasmine and them and her missing the bus was my favorite moment of the episode. When they couldn't read they couldn't remember what the name of the
When they
place
turn
was.
around and it makes
Instead,
that
they had the
sound,
bottle of water. Why wouldn't you get on the bus and then pour the
just dump
water
it
on?
on the bus.
Like they had, yeah, whatever.
Oh.
I mean,
I'm gonna be graphic here. If you didn't have water, would you just piss on it?
yeah,
Oh.
Yeah,
Oh.
I don't think the girls would, but I mean,
I would, 100%.
but
Yeah.
I would, yeah.
Wow. Oh
Spit on
my.
it. You spit on
I don't
it.
think spit would have worked.
I don't even think I would have thought to be
Spit
That's
on
the
it?
first thing I thought of. I didn't know they had a water bottle.
Oh
Like go
my.
behind that bush and take a
Oh
piss.
my.
That's what I would have done.
Oh.
I think that's the one thing they're required to be given. Like if you go to the camera person, the producer, and ask for water, they'll give you water. So, but it was such a human moment of
Our
being
Bill and
like,
I would
so
be maybe
what was the
Ethan on
place
the
called? And
show.
she'd be like,
Hold on, let me take a piss. Let me shake it.
Oh
Yeah,
my,
this is
oh
it.
my god. Oh my gosh.
um. Carrigan was a big giver upper during this episode. Carrigan had a few moments where she just went like there was the soccer moment where
Oh.
the ball got kicked to her and she just like turned around. She didn't even try to kick the ball. Again, felt her pain. It was like, I feel you. Nothing's going right for you at all. You're in Japan, Kyoto, and you're playing hacky sack.
I like them.
Yeah.
I audibly celebrated when they got that origami done and they had it wrong the first time. I audibly celebrated in my office. I was like, yes. And then it's like, and then it made the cymbal sound. Do 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 do. It's wrong.
Dun,
Whatever
dun,
that
dun.
sound is.
Yes.
So
And
it
I
turns
can't
out the
find
origami
anywhere.
actually wasn't that hard. Like,
You just it's all about following instructions. That's what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
that
all it is. Yeah.
Let me go back after that, guys. We had the final route info was the pit stop. This is the Konkai Komyu-ji Temple, big Buddhist temple. They highlighted how the tens of thousands that exist. Really cool. The Kabuki warrior dude
Yeah.
hanging out with Phil was awesome. Like the
I love
never
that.
breaking the stare was awesome.
Mhm,
I
Mhm.
popped for him a lot.
Yeah.
Um, Brian, as we always do, you want to run through the order of arrival.
Yeah, we have Scott and Lloyd first, Carson and Jack second, Jonathan and Anna, Kyle's favorite team third, Melinda and Erica fourth,
I
Brett
like
and Mark fifth, Jeff and Pop sixth, Alexis and Josiah seventh, Nick and Mike eighth, Han and Holden ninth, What's her name again? Kerrigan and she's got a cool name. Bernie? Bernie and Kerrigan?
Horrible with names.
Something like that. Yeah.
Bernie, whatever. Bernie and Kerrigan, I think 10th, and then Courtney and Jasmine eliminated.
If Cordy and Jasmine make the bus, do you think they would? They don't get eliminated.
Wasn't that early though? That was really
It
early in
was
the
early. I
race.
mean, they
Yeah.
all were bunched up. There was four teams there at the end in the origami off,
Yeah.
so it really could have gone to anyone. Again, a pretty big lack of urgency from basically all the teams there. They all look like they almost wanted to get eliminated.
Yeah. I kind of feel
Yeah,
that.
I think a lot of them were very, very spent from that fling it crap too. Like I think
Mhm.
that really affected all energy levels. Because my boys, whether Nick and Mike,
Mhm.
they was actually starting to kind of melt down too. We have to pay some attention though to Han and Holden, another
Oh
just
yeah.
gross pairing, just gross. Like
He wouldn't
he
shut up,
is
dude. He would not shut up
awful.
during the origami.
Yes. Yes. And it's like, aren't you not embarrassed?
Yeah,
Like all these strangers are listening to you, and this is how you're carrying on. Like it's
yeah,
one thing if that's how you bicker at home, but my God, like, it's like
yeah.
painful.
Sibling rivalry at its finest right there. And like they're
Hmm.
interviewing people and you can hear them arguing.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
they're not long for this world. They're definitely not long for this world.
No.
What do you guys think the drive so we have a new thing driver seat next week? That's they're just doing something every episode. It's like
Is that something? Is this another
that sounds like it's
return,
brand
Brian?
new.
Oh, brand new.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what the way Phil explained it sounded to me that it was new.
I still believe what Phil says, unlike Jeff. So
Ugh,
I'll I'll allow myself a driver seat's probably going to be like. I mean, it gives me some control over like which the way you go, or maybe how other people go,
yeah.
or something like that. Like,
Yeah, I think that's what he said. It was like
It,
something about controlling how the thing goes, like for
yeah.
other people or something like
Yeah.
that.
So whoever gets
Um,
there first decides. So it looks like it's going to be like a you have to run through a maze or some path of some sort, and they're probably you decide which path is easier for certain people and harder for others. And that's what it looked like to me based off the clips we got and the
mhm.
explanation of the rules. So we will see how it goes.
driver seat is a
I'm
roadblock
intrigued.
where the first team to arrive at a designated board must make a difficult decision that impacts the outcome of the roadblock and the game. This is on the Amazing Race wiki.
Yeah. So it should be
Mhm.
good because then it causes a little friction between people, which is
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm
because
excited
there's
for
some
that.
there's some teams going on here, and I don't know how I feel about that.
Oh,
No, exactly.
you don't like when people team up like that?
I just
I like that. I feel
I
like
mean,
that's
it's
part of the
okay.
game.
I don't want it to
Mm.
be like in the end of the I guess I'm fine with it now, but near the end of the game, I don't want it to be. I want it to be. I want teams to do what they can to advance,
Mm.
not work together.
I will note, and I think it's fair now, three legs into this race. I haven't seen anybody racing yet. I haven't really seen any foot races yet. I need a good old-fashioned foot race to break out. I haven't seen
I mean,
one. The
the
beginning doesn't.
first second was pretty close.
They were close, but they were not in a foot race.
Yeah, they're not like racing like next to each other, but it was pretty close them arriving. So maybe if they just went a different direction, but I mean, it's still kind of close. But that rickshaw thing, I'll never forget when we were covering. They were like in legit rickshaws riding. That was race.
Racing each other like they're in Rome.
They're like whipping the cab driver faster, faster, faster.
They're
Great.
screaming, berating at the guy. Good times, man.
Do you
Good
love
times.
when they just go into a cab and like, hey, we're in a race. You got to go as fast as you can. They can't understand what you're
They go.
saying.
They can understand what you're saying. They really don't care. Actually, they're actually looking to slow this thing down so they can charge you more. Like, I don't really think any of that helps.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Cab drivers do not give a shit how fast you want to get somewhere.
exactly.
Never have, never will.
Exactly. I can charge you more the longer it takes.
Overall, a pretty unoffensive episode, right? For us,
Mhm.
I don't really have any major gripes. We didn't, did we throw, we didn't say any N64 references though. I don't know which one we really would have used.
I don't have any.
I didn't have any
We're
either.
not going to force things when we don't need to force them here. We have Kyle.
Mm,
Kyle's our N64 reference of the day.
Thanks, Lon.
Um, we will be back. We are covering, like we said at the top, we are covering Survivor, Survivor 48, um, every Wednesday evening. If this was first in the evening, we would be covering that. If you're Bravo fans, Brian's covering Summer House. We're covering Southern Charm. The finale was tonight, reunion next week. So we will be back for that. Love and Hip Hop, if you're into that, we got you covered there. Bachelor finale coming up on Monday. Thank God. Another show that we can put to bed for a while before it goes on hiatus. Farmer Wants a Wife premiere. Temptation Island. We did the entire first season. Look out for a follow-up video slash interview for that season. Check it out on Netflix. Everything and anything in between. Check out our TikTok. Check out our Instagram, and then check out, like I said, comment below if you want to be invited to the Discord. It's going to be the community where we're going to comment, chat. You can talk about whatever the hell you want. Thank you, Kyle. Appreciate you. Love you, bud. Brian, as always, thank you, everyone. Peace.